going? Welcome to another video. In today's video, we're just going over everything. Now, some of this is going to be a repeat, but I'm compiling all in one place so I can show Project Camp. Let's get started. Here is going to be where the water tanks are. So I'm waiting to pour concrete in here. And there'll be water heater, pressure pumps, all that goes in here. This is the entryway. This is just basically what I call the survival shelter. There'll be a concrete pad out here. There'll be a kitchen. This is the bedroom. This is the tool room. This is the where the solar power and currently where the water system is. What little of it there is. Okay, and then over here on this side, I'm gonna have a trench that goes down here that will hold the sewage treatment plant, okay? This shipping container here was involved in the fire, and the plan for it is to stand it up on end, facade it with juniper rounds and cob, and then put the solar panel, 3 solar arrays on there. So the winter array, the east array, the west array will all go on there, and possibly 2 wind generators, one a little higher than the other, for sure one, but possibly 2, and an observation deck up on the top. This is like a nice covered area to just kind of you know, get a great view. So this is the property, I guess. So this area that we're looking at here, okay, all this is going to be tree lanes separated by pastures. So these trees that are out here, they fall into line where the lines will be. So if you can imagine, I'm about where one goes here, and another one comes this tree and goes out like this. This tree goes out there, and there's another one out there. So those tree lanes are basically 2 trenches side by side, about 5 or 6 feet apart, that then is backfilled with mulch. So the ground out here needs a lot of mulch to be added, but then the soil becomes really, really good. So the tree lanes that are in the middle of the property, those are apples, peaches, plums, cherries, okay? Then we have the windbreaks, which the windbreaks is these rows right here. So we have the fence, we have the access road, and we'll have one trench, and we'll have another trench to stagger the trees. The windbreak trees will be pecan, hazelnut, black walnut. So the access road that goes all the way around will be covered in mulch, covered in wood chips, and it will actually provide a very great nutrition source for the windbreak trees. So the windbreak trees, root systems will grow out underneath this road, and this road will eventually just be layers of layers of layers, mulch, and then eventually just wood chips, you know, like yearly dusting of wood chips. And that will, and the wood chips will also go out into under the trees as well. So this is a start of what I call an animal-proof fence, but what some people call no dig. So the first, or actually the next step, that was first step, is putting in the corners, and I have the big metal pipes for that, and then going in and putting in the fence posts and putting in a very, very small mesh. that'll go down the middle. And then 3-inch rock on both sides, not filling this up. So the fence will be down under the ground with rocks on both sides with a tiny mesh, come up to whatever height that mesh is sold in. And then the next level is chicken wire, chicken fencing, that about that size, and then up to the 8 feet above ground. So it'll actually be a bigger, taller than 8-foot fence because it actually goes underground, right? So continuing up to the top will be the no climb grade fencing. So the fence then will completely stop every animal, rodent, coyote, except birds, right? So I've been working all winter getting the sage knocked down, the junipers plucked out, burning off the piles. And the reason I did all this is because when I've disturbed the ground, I notice the grass comes back where it's disturbed. So I just massively, because the grass is what we want initially to get coming in. We get grasses growing and start mowing those down and get animals in eating up the grass. And that'll start kicking the ground into overdrive. So that's, I literally did it to the entire property. So here is where the garden, so your typical like market garden, the rows. So, and that's a full acre. And over here, you can look this up. It's called greenhouse in the snow. So basically it's a geothermal greenhouse. So dig down and then dig air tubes, which I have a backhoe, so digging's no problem. And the geothermal greenhouse in the snow, it goes right about here. So it runs like, I don't know, probably a little more over here. And I'm putting it right there. So I'm gonna line a line of trees behind it. And it'll be far enough back from the windbreak. And then it'll have a nice pasture in front of it. So there's a tree lane that goes up there. There's a pasture. I think I'm at like 10 to 12 pastures. And then this clearing here is what's been authorized or permitted for the house. Okay, but that's kind of on the back burner. Like, I'm building a little survival shelter in essence, just to be able to have a nice place to live and, you know, do laundry and have laundry facility. Everything will be hooked up along those lines. Multiple bathrooms, kind of like a farm. You know, the future of this, you know, currently this is like the living situation, but the future is like the farm, like hand people can come and stay seasonally, right? So that's pretty much, there's one little bed in the front of the property that's going to be focused on flowers and bees. And then there's another bed that has the septic system going on. So that's pretty much how it's all set up. And there's a place in Bend, which I'm about 40 minutes east of Bend, that has all of the mulch and really quality stuff too. It's going to be expensive, but the property was cheap, right? So this is what's going on here. I thank you for taking your time to watch this video. Peace.